I was asked the other day, am I a buyer of gold when it's at its all-time highs? And the honest answer to you is probably not. I say probably because you can never say no to something as beautiful and shiny as gold. But that said, I have a little bit of a jaded view on the subject, as I'm used to buying gold at very, very low prices compared to today, £1,000 an ounce or less even on some of my first bits of gold. So, even though it's at all-time highs, I do think gold is still the better metal versus silver, and I'll explain a little bit more why in today's video. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and welcome to another precious metal ramble. We're in a bit of a different filming setup today, outside in the backyard, so you might very well hear the chirping of birds or the pitter-patter of dog feet just like that as they run past. We're going to do a bit of a precious metal ramble about price points. I've been a buyer of gold and silver for a long time now, and I have coins in my collection bought a long time ago, 2017 for example, this coin, £1,000. Fantastic price when you certainly look at that right now for gold being £1,700 an ounce. Goodness me, it makes me very happy that I got started early. But at the same time, when I got started at around £900 to £1,000 an ounce, there were buyers in a similar position who'd bought back in 2001 and 2 at £250 an ounce. So it's all relative, and I guess what I want to share in this video is some of my thoughts, tips, hints and tricks for managing those expectations as a stacker, buying for the right reasons, setting those goals, finding out what's right for you and your own circumstances is really, really important. And of course, it's your own circumstances that will apply most to you. Don't just take my word for it for what you want to stack. You've got to have a good hard look at what it is you want to achieve with your gold and silver, whether it's a long-term hold, something that you want to make a bit of money on in the short term, or whether it's just a savings vehicle to make sure you don't go and waste all that money on something that isn't real, that you're going to never see again. There's a lot to get through, and I'd love to know what you think down in the comment section below, so please do feel free to comment with your thoughts and opinions, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying our video, especially if you're enjoying the ambient noise of the birds in the background. Goodness me, it's nice. Right, so as I said, I've been a buyer for a long time, and this video is actually inspired by Cobra Stacker, very good friend of the channel, and he asked me, I asked him actually, I said, I've got some gold that, well, I'm not looking to sell myself, but is on behalf of someone else. Are you buying? And he was interested in some of it, but asked me about the fact that gold is at those all-time highs right now and where things might go. Now, I'm not an investment expert or an investment guru. I know as much as the next man where gold prices will be at any given time, but what I can say with experience of a certain degree of certainty anyway is that gold goes up over time. You've just got to have a look at those long-term charts and really think to yourself, yeah, actually gold is the best thing. Silver has gone up. There's a dog flying past in the background. The silver has gone up in little waves. It goes up, it goes down, it goes left, it goes right. We've seen bigger highs for silver back in 2011 than there are now. Twice the price, if not more than it is. And it's very difficult to justify silver as that long-term hold if you're going to hold it. There are people who are still holding silver from 2011 when they bought 30, 40, 50 pounds an ounce, and they are going to struggle to get their money back on those coins. Whereas if you bought gold back then, yes, there was a spike in gold price as well, but you are much better set up with gold. And I guess that is the reason why I like it as a long-term hold. It doesn't matter about it. It's just something that I can forget about. We're in this position in our finances where we have long-term savings, and I use these as almost sort of a bit of a savings vehicle for that long term. So it's about transporting wealth through time. The savings that we've got, put some of it in gold, forget about it. I'm not really one to sell and take a profit, so gold prices right now are at highs. There is no ignoring the fact that I could sell this coin here and make a good £700 worth of profit on it, which is fantastic. But I look about what I would want to maybe do with that cash, and quite honestly, there's nothing better for me right now than to have it as a hedge, have it as a way to balance out a rounded portfolio of investments and savings and money. It's liquid as well. I know that it's there if I need it, great. but generally I do not like to sell my precious metals where I can possibly avoid it. Certainly when it comes to gold. Silver, on the other hand, I've said for a long time now that the silver that I own in my personal collection and my personal stack is basically gold in waiting. So if given the opportunity where something like this lion, this 10-ounce lion, which is arguably one of the most beautiful coins the Royal Mint ever came out with, is a premium coin, there's no doubting it. If there was an opportunity to get it sold at a nice healthy premium profit, then I will very much look at that. I won't discount it. I will look at that and say, well, that's the way I can cash out of it. Because right now, selling this to a dealer, not that you ever would, but if you did, you'd get pittance for what you could get elsewhere on a collector market. And that's the difference between gold and silver for me. Silver is a vehicle to get more gold. So when asked, am I acquiring more gold right now with the prices being at their all-time highs, realistically the only way that I would look to acquire more gold is if I was to sell some of my silver. And because silver isn't at, I think, where its best peak could be, where we could get some additional gains out of it, the answer is I'm not buying any gold right now, because I'm not selling my silver to buy it. So I've reached a point within my stacking journey where I don't need to go and acquire a whole bunch more gold every year. I have a foundation stack. I have what I feel to be an appropriate level amount of money invested in gold, and I want to keep it that way. If I was to look to add more, because maybe I'm concerned about the long-term future of economies and currencies and things like that, then I potentially would. But I feel like right now I'm good where things are. I will still collect collectibles. I will still acquire things which I enjoy and I like, and there is a possible avenue by which I would maybe exchange bits of gold that I've currently got for newer bits. So if there was a great coin that came out, it would have to be a damn sight better than this one. But let's say I've got that Krugerrand that I bought for £900. If there was a new coin that came out from the Royal Mint, or any mint to be quite honest, that I really wanted, it sung to me, I wanted it. I'm not really in an acquisitions mode for gold, but what I could theoretically do is look to sell an ounce of gold to buy that new ounce of gold. So essentially trade up through time to get rid of these old Krugerrands that maybe are just a little bit boring, a little bit not so interesting, and then to have dogs flying past, and then to have something new that is interesting. That's certainly an option for me, and it's certainly something that you kind of need a little bit of an established stack to be able to do. I also have a goal within my mind to have more sovereigns within my collection. So a vast majority of the gold that I have is in the form of sort of 1 ounce gold coins. And whilst 1 ounce gold is great, it's a 1 ounce gold, the market for them right now is really tough. £1,700 just to find one buyer to get that is not as easy as finding a buyer that will spend £400 on a sovereign. To be honest, £400 on a sovereign right now is expensive, certainly when you look back at those past prices of them, especially for me back, gosh, when was it? I think it was 2015, because I started buying some silver back in January 15. And then I started my YouTube channel in like July 16, I think. And in between that first buy and YouTube, I had a gold sovereign. I bought it off eBay. It was from a legit seller on eBay as well. It wasn't just a random fake. And I remember, because we had something like, we didn't have very much silver. We only had like 30 ounces of silver. And back then it was about £10 an ounce. So I got like £300-400 worth of silver. And then we had this one singular sovereign for about £185, and I was like, well, that's quite a lot of money to stick into just one little thing. And I was like, just this one thing is worth so much, I'm worried I'm going to lose it. This was all beautiful, innocent hindsight. Gosh, can you imagine me, what would I say? Would I go back in time and be like, do not ever sell that coin? Crikey. But I did, I sold it. I think I sold it for about $220. I was very happy with that. I was very proud of myself. I was like, hey, I've made some money on this. And it was within a short period of time as well. And then you kind of look at where it's evolved and where I am now. And I'd love to buy a sovereign for £185 right now. Crikey. Wouldn't you? I know I would. So anyway, I suppose I'm a buyer of gold if there is the right price on it. If somebody came up to me and said, would you buy a sovereign for £185, I'd bite their hand off. But no, I'm not buying any more gold. as we go right now, and I don't think I will be over the near future either. I think that the only realistic way I'm acquiring new stuff, bullion stuff, is if there's a coin on my bucket list. Like last year there was a coin. When did I buy this? It was July last year. No, June last year. This is a coin that's been on my bucket list for a very long time. It's one of the biggest sort of bullion coins that you can get, 100 soles. It's absolutely stunning, and in the backyard sunlight, oh my god, wow, look at that. Anyway, this was a premium coin. It was from APMEX. I got it from the US with shipping and everything. I think it worked out about 22% over spot price, something like that. And you know, it's a bucket list coin. So when you put something in your bucket list, for me, that's fine. I can justify those as extra additions, but am I just adding extra stuff to bulk up the stack? No, I'm there. I'm happy with my lot right now. So yeah, we'll have to see how we get on. But I think the general message here of the world of gold and silver is, if you are in acquisition mode, you just got to look about the long term. So if we're doing a bit of a proper video here with concluding, I've gone on a bit of a ramble, I know. So the topic here is, you know, highs for gold. Can you acquire any right now? Is it worth acquiring right now? The answer is yes. Like, if you've got a long-term savings goal, if you've got a long-term outlook on what you want to achieve with your gold and silver, then of course buying it right now is something I feel is very safe. There's a reason why they call it the world's reserve sort of safe haven asset. It really is something that will just always be there. You know, it's physical, it's real. It's not like this Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. There's a market for those, don't get me wrong, and people have made a lot of money on those. People have also lost a lot of money on cryptocurrencies. But at the end of the day, if all the lights went out, crypto's gone. Nothing's there, you wouldn't know what to do. If you've got something physical, that's better for me as a hedge. It's important to say that as a hedge. I'm not an all-in on anything kind of guy, and to have a little bit of everything is really important. So silver, yes, is my golden waiting. Gold, am I acquiring right now? No. If there's something that's really good out there that I'd like to get to add to my bucket list collection, then maybe I would go out and stretch to buy it. But otherwise, I think I would essentially just be holding back, and maybe, only maybe when the time is right, selling some of the silver that we've got to fuel future purchases. It's essentially like a trading up mechanism, trading that ratio of gold and silver. So there we have a beautiful backyard ramble, literally in the backyard. It's been quite nice out here. I'll have to sort of look back at the video and see how the audio actually is with the wind blowing and the dogs running by and the birds chirping. But let me know your thoughts. It's been a bit of a struggle with the new setup to get good lighting sometimes, so I just had this idea today, just to go outside because there's good light outside. Inside it's a bit dark and gloomy, but outside it looks pretty good. So we'll see. Yeah. That's basically it from me. A huge thanks to all my ramblers for sitting back and enjoying my content for the 12 minutes of tangential ramble that is me. And a huge thank you to the doggos for not barking and shouting at me whilst I'm outside filming. They're running around. They're good dogs, aren't you? Oh, they're running around. Right, that's it from me. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks all for watching. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.